Rose Cottage Creates. And for anyone that's just tuning in, my name's Emma. And for anyone that's come back to watch again, hi, welcome back. And firstly, I would like to start with a huge apology about the last video. It was a bit of a disaster. It took so long to try and upload that I tried it with the internet, I tried it without the internet, I tried to upload it, I deleted it, I tried to upload it again. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I uploaded it, but I've uploaded the one that hadn't been edited. So unfortunately, the music from my introduction continues throughout the whole video. And I am so sorry. For anyone that hasn't seen it, please don't bother. Don't even go back to watch it, because I wouldn't want to watch it. It'd be really off-putting. So someone did kindly let me know, which I was so thankful for, because I wouldn't have known. I honestly thought that it was all uploaded and all fine, the edited version. So yeah, I am deeply sorry about that. I am new to Flosstube, new to videos and uploads and the whole lot, so please bear with me. But it doesn't make a pleasant viewing, so I can only apologise. And it's taught me a lesson to make sure 100% that I double, triple, a million times check. I did look into editing it, and apparently once it's up on YouTube, you can't edit things like that. So it would have meant me deleting the video and then re-uploading it again, which I did consider, but then I thought, well, a lot of people had already seen it, a lot of people had left me comments on it, so I thought, you know what, I'll just have to cut my losses with that one and take the chance and hold my hands up and say I'm sorry. So hopefully this one will go a little bit smoother. Fingers crossed. So yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it? Today is Tuesday the 21st of May. So yeah, we're flying through the month, flying through the weeks. I always think that I'll come on sooner than I manage to get round to doing. I always think, oh, must film, and then another week's gone by. So yeah, bear with me, because I feel like I've got absolutely loads going on today. Been crafting away and got loads to show you as usual. There's bits of everything, cross stitching, embroidery, bit of crochet thrown in. So yeah, please settle down and hopefully you'll enjoy. So yeah, where was I up to last time? I think I was going off to see Nikki, wasn't I, at the Stitchery in Northampton over the bank holiday weekend. I was going to join her for a stitch club, which was beautiful. Absolutely, we had such a lovely day. I'll hold my hands up. No stitching was done that day. Not one stitch. So we chatted, we mingled, there was other lovely ladies, and hello anyone that was there that I know some of you are watching me on Flosstube, and it was so lovely to meet you, to finally meet you in person, and have a look what you're working on. I took some of my projects for you to see, and it was lovely. And obviously for anyone that hasn't been to the Stitchery, it is such a beautiful special place. The scenery is stunning. It's just basically in the middle of the country, just on a farm, and it's like, oh, it's just gorgeous. And Nikki's got so much for you to see, and oh, it's beautiful. I was going to take loads of pictures, and I took a tiny little video which I'll try and put in at the end, but yeah, we just got totally carried away chatting amongst ourselves basically. And like I say, not one stitch was put in. I set everything up at my station with great intentions to work on what I'd taken, but yeah, nothing was done. And then Sarah, Nikki's sister, came along at lunchtime. She opens up the little shop there, so I had a good nosy in there. But fantastic news. So Nikki's sister Sarah is the cross stitcher. She does embroider, but she started off doing a lot of her own cross stitching. Has always put stuff on like Nikki's website. Well, now she's got her own website, which is wonderful. So it's actually called the Stitchery Sisters. So that is going to be separate from Nikki's, from the Stitchery. So we've got the Stitchery, and then we've got the Stitchery Sisters, which is going to have all that's just sort of designed for the cross stitching side. So when I went, it was a wonderful, because she just had the most gorgeous delivery of fabrics. So yeah, we had a field day, so hang tight for the haul at the end. Yeah, because that was, oh, it was lovely, and it was so nice to see the fabric actually in person, because I don't know if anyone else is the same, especially with me being new to cross stitch. I'm not very well up on the brands and the colours and the makes. I know some people will know straight away that, oh, that's, I don't know, Weeks Dye Works, whatever colour, or that's Cactus with Fox and Rabbit. I'm still very new to that and learning, so it was so nice to actually see the colours, because they're so different, aren't they, when you're looking online. Many a times I've looked and then I've thought, gosh, that looks nothing like what I'd ordered, which is fine, and they've all been lovely, but it's very, very difficult, I think, to find colours. To see them, how they add up in real life was wonderful, so that was lovely. So yeah, go and check out the Stitchery Sisters. I've made a note because it's too many S's. The Stitchery Sisters, their website, and that's got all your cross stitch. I think there's plenty more to come there as well from Sarah, so yeah, don't want to be missing that. What else have we been up to? We had a beautiful day in Llandudno, so that's in Wales. Me and my brother used to spend an awful lot of time there with my family, well, with our family when we were younger. We used to have many, many happy holidays in Llandudno, and we've never took my son, and we haven't been for a long time. So we all decided to have a lovely family day. So me, my husband, Kev, my son Alfie, and my brother David, we all went to Llandudno for the day and reminisced, and oh yeah, it was beautiful. It hasn't changed in about the last 25, 28 years ago when we started going. It was no different. We got the tram, we went up the Orme, the views were beautiful, the sun was shining. It was a bittersweet because obviously we're not having mum and dad around now, and we found the hotel that we used to stay in, and oh, it was lovely. It was a really beautiful day, and Alfie loved it. He absolutely loved it. Loved going up the Orme. The views were stunning. Like, I'll try and pop a couple of pictures in at the end as well. So yeah, we had a lovely day there. I managed to find a craft shop, so yeah, there's a little bit more. I'll put that in the haul at the end as well. And other than that, yeah, we've just been busy crafting. I've got a new little job now as well, which is wonderful. So obviously, as I was explaining in my last video, I've been a carer for mum for the last 14 years. So yeah, since we lost mum in February, life has really changed dramatically for all of us, and especially me, because that was my job for a long time. So yeah, I am now working on reception in a cat's vets, which is completely different. Nothing that I'm been used to, nothing that I've ever done in my life, but it's lovely, really enjoying that. So yeah, that's keeping me busy, and amongst that, keeping up with all my crafting. So yeah, with no further ado, let's dive straight in and I'll show you what we're working on at the moment. So we've got all kinds. I've got some fully finishes. Yep, fully finishes. Got plenty of WIPS, got some new starts, got some plans. So where should we start? Let's go straight in. I'll go straight in with my fully finished because I'm quite proud of this one. So anyone that was here from the start will know that not only am I very new to cross stitching, this was also, sorry, I should have took it out of the packet, shouldn't I? Sorry if there's a bit of a glare. So this was one of the first projects that I picked to work on. It's Plum Street Samplers, and it's Miss Bingley's library. And I won't go into detail. If you want to know about my drama with my thread and my material, go back to the start, because yeah, we had a bit of a nightmare with this one. A few sleepless nights, I think. But anyway, we did it, we got there. This is actually going to be for my husband, because he loves books and he'd seen this, so that would be lovely. So yeah, not only have we finished it, we fully finished it. We ready? Ta-da! Fully finished in a frame. What do we think? It's lovely. I'm really, really proud of this one. Considering that I was totally new to cross stitching, this was probably a pretty big project to take on as my first, and it's on linen. It's on 36 count linen, so I'm not a huge fan of Ada. I'll be quite honest, that doesn't really appeal to me. I know it's probably easier to work on, but I like the linen, I like the look of the linen. I think it just gives a nicer effect. It's just preference, but I prefer it. So yeah, we dived straight in for the linen, and I've framed it all myself. This was a frame that I had at home. But I have actually, I don't know if you can see the colour, I've painted that myself, the frame. I've added some of, like you can see in there, the blue. I thought to pick up like with the blue dress and the blue windows. So yeah, the only thing is, I don't know where, I should have probably left a tiny bit more border. I know the Y here is really, really close to the bottom. Probably should have left a little bit more border, but it doesn't matter, does it? So yeah, I'm proud of it. I haven't put glass in. I've left the glass out. I don't know what anyone else does. I've heard different views on that. I don't think everyone always likes the look that it gives behind glass. So just hoping that it's not going to get too dusty and dirty with not having glass in, with it being such a pale one as well. But yeah, I'm really, really proud of that. Really proud of that. I'm going to have a look in my little notes and I'll tell you all. So it was, I think I've told you, it's Miss Bingley's Library by Plum Street Samplers, and it was actually stitched on 36 count Fox and Rabbit Mayflower. So I started it on the 28th of March and finished it on the 14th of May. So yeah, I don't think that was too bad. So at the same time, I was working on my animal cracker on my bunny, which was on my last video as well. So yeah, to have them both on the go, I didn't think that was too bad going, considering, like I say, that I'm a total newbie to cross stitch. But yeah, one last little look, because I am feeling pretty proud of that. So I can now give that to hubby in its frame. I used all the called for colours as well. There was two that I was really struggling to get, but I managed to hunt them down in the end. Mainly the WIPS Dye Works, but these other two were classic colourway. But yeah, found them. So yeah, they're all the called for colours. And yeah, I hope you like it as much as I do. I'm really proud of that. That can take pride of place on his bookshelf. Next one, what am I working on at the moment? Where is it hiding? So I think I mentioned last time how much I love Stacey Nash Animal Crackers. In fact, I was always gutted. So when I was down at the stitchery with Nikki, Stitch Club was on the Saturday. Nikki and Sue, who also helps out, is it Homespun with Love? Sue does, has she got, is it a folksy shop? Sue does a lot of work with Nikki as well. And they were both going down to Cornwall to the Stacey Nash retreat at Cowslip. And I think I've seen since a lot of other people have gone there as well. It's such a long way, it's so far. Even I think from Nikki's, it was about 5 hours from there. So from here, from where we are, it's a long, long way. But I had seen that, and it's in the workshop, and that would be amazing. And Nikki said, Emma, come next year. So I don't know, we'll have to see about that. Like I say, it's a very, very long way. But how amazing would that be? A workshop with Stacey? That'd be fantastic. I would love that. But I'm going off on a tangent. I love Stacey Nash Animal Crackers. So the next one that I'm working on is Humphrey. Humphrey the elephant. I thought he was adorable. So I'm not using the same linen. I'm not using the same cord for linen, but I am using all the cord for threads, which are the WIPS Dye Works. So these are the threads. Oh, lovely colours. You see them there. Let me just put my boards over there. Just bear with me one moment. Let me just grab my board. Should have had that to hand. Sorry. So yep, they're the colours, which are lovely. And this is how far we've got with Humphrey at the moment. Sorry, I've left him in the Q-snap. So we've started on his jumper and just working up onto his trunk. But yeah, love him. I think he's going to be a good one. And he is on, what am I doing this on? 36 count WIPS dye works, and it's parchment, the colour of that one. So I thought that will go quite nice. I'm just hoping, really hoping that I've got the right measurements and he's going to fit on the linen. Otherwise I'll be having another disaster. But yeah, I think I've counted it right. I hope I've counted it right. But yeah, I only started him on the 15th. So yeah, he's a new one. He's a new start. So yeah, I've got a fair bit more to go on that. But yeah, I love the Q-snap. I don't know whether you should leave your work in when you, but then I keep picking him up anyway, so I don't really want to keep taking it in and out of the Q-snap. But I need to get some more. The more projects I've got on the go, I need either some more Q-snaps, or I've seen as well the Nurge hoops. Now I use the Nurge for my embroidery, the wooden Nurge hoops, and I love them. But I've seen the plastic Nurge that people seem to be using for the cross stitch. I think they're a little bit more square shaped. I'd love to try them. I think I'm gonna have to order some of those next and see what they're like. But if you like them, leave me a comment and let me know whether it's worth getting those or whether I'm best just ordering some more Q-snaps, because I am quite impressed with these. I do quite like this one. So yeah, that's Humphrey. So we're working on him at the moment as well. And then another WIP that I've got going on at the moment is, now I found, I came across this brand, the Witchy, oh my gosh, let me get it right. The Witchy Stitcher. There's too many S's today with sisters and stitching. So the Witchy Stitcher. Had a look at their patterns and I think they are fantastic. They are very, they're a little bit darker, a little bit more sort of Halloween-ish. If you know what I mean, you'll know what her vibe is like. But I like that, and I'm quite keen on starting some Halloween stitching, because I do quite like Halloween, and I do sort of decorate the house. I'm a bit crazy like that, you'll get to know. So any occasion, well, mainly Easter, so like Easter, Halloween, Christmas, I've always sort of decorated inside, and we've had like a table with all like displays and stuff. And even though Alfie's probably getting far too old for this now, crazy mum's still gonna keep carrying on, I'm sure. So I'm gonna carry on, and I want to do loads of Halloween stitching because I've seen some fab ones out there. But yeah, I really liked her projects. I thought they were great. Anyway, I was watching a video the other day and someone had spoken about Patreon, and that wasn't something I was familiar with at all. So I had a little look, and then I realised what it was and about, and I'm sure you guys are well more clued up with Patreon than I am. But for anyone else that doesn't know, it's basically like a subscription, but you can come in and out of it when you choose. So you can just pay for a month, and you can cancel and come out of it, or you can carry on and it'll keep rolling on. Excuse me. And you just pay so much each month. And what happens is the designer releases a pattern, I think it must be each month, just for Patreon. So you pay your Patreon membership, however much it is, and you'll get that pattern that they've just released for Patreon. Now I don't know whether it will eventually become sort of open to the public, but I'm guessing at least for a certain amount of time it is just for solely for the people that are on Patreon that have paid for the subscription. So I was looking, and I'd come across the Witchy Stitcher, got it right there, Emma, on Patreon. And by chance, she'd just released the new pattern for this month. And I loved it. I absolutely, as soon as I saw it, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I've only got, obviously it's a PDF, so I've printed it out, so please bear with me, it won't be the best picture here, but I'll try and add in a picture hopefully in a minute, or if not at the end, but I will show you. I know it's in black and white, so I'm sorry. So it's a witchy stitcher, and this one is called A Graveyard Wonder. How cool is that? And it reminded me very much, because I'm guessing that these are ravens, and it reminded me very much, because I've just bought the Stacey Nash animal cracker of the raven, so I thought, oh, that would be really cool to do for Halloween. So obviously then when I saw this, I was like, oh, that would be really cool to do for Halloween. Imagine if I can have them both done together. Like I say, that's black and white. Hopefully I will have already added the colour version, the picture, for you to see, because it is even more amazing in colour. But yeah, I love it. I thought it was fantastic. It's a big project. It's gonna, well, for me, it's gonna be a big project. So I'll show you where I'm up to now. I found this bag, and this was, because I do a lot of my crocheting and a lot of toft. Someone had made this bag for me a long time ago. So we've got one side toft, and then this other side, it's lovely. It's like a French, I don't know what the material is, but I thought it was lovely. So I'm lacking some cross stitching project bags. Obviously with me just entering into the world of cross stitch, there's now so many things to buy and find and look at and indulge in. So I'm very limited on cross stitching bags. So I must hunt down, need to find some good ones, and any recommendations, drop them in the comments. I've got one which I'll show you later. I'll put that in the haul, because that was one that I did treat myself to. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent again. So this bag, I've just put this project in here. So I'll show you, when did I start? I've not long started this one. So I started this on the 16th. So yeah, she's not had a huge amount of stitches done. Well, firstly, I'll show you the fabric, because I thought that this was amazing. This was one of my fabrics that I picked up at the stitchery that Sarah had got in, and it's Fox and Rabbit Cactus, and I'm doing it on 36. 36 count seems to be my vibe. I seem to be okay. It's manageable. I still have my glasses, I still have my magnifying glasses and a big light. So yeah, it still tests me. I wouldn't say it's I don't think I could go much smaller. Definitely don't think I could go much smaller. But that's the fabric. If you can pick up the colour. Again, it's always so hard on camera, but yeah, you can see it's like a real lovely murky, I don't even know, browny, greeny, grey, swampy. That's a great description, that, Emma, isn't it? But yeah, you get the vibe, don't you? I'm sure. And then this is where I'm up to. So we've just started in the top corner. I never know where to start. Where does everyone else start their projects? Humphrey, I've started in the middle. I was like, no, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go right in the middle, and pinpointed the middle. But with this one, I thought, I don't know, I might jazz it up a bit and go for a change. So yeah, I'm starting right in the corner. And they're lovely. So this is going to be, just grab the pattern again, if you can see. I know it's hard in black and white, I do apologise. So this is sort of like the greenery, I don't know what, leaves and that falling down. But the colours are great, aren't they? Hope that's picking it up all right there. And the colours are actually all DMC. I haven't used DMC before to work on my cross stitch. Obviously I've used it an awful lot for, well, that's all I use for my embroidery. But yeah, let's just have a look if I can show you, because I think the colours are just amazing. In fact, it's quite funny actually. So obviously all of my embroidery is in DMC. But ironically, I hardly had any of the colours in DMC for this project, and it made me laugh because a lot of my embroidery projects are from Nikki at the Stitchery, and anyone that knows Nikki's work, it's I don't know how you'd explain it. It's very soft, natural, neutral, yeah, that tone of colours. So obviously with this project, it was completely different. So it made me chuckle because I thought it just shows in comparison to Nikki's work how different. So like with all my embroidery, it's all lovely and French and natural and all on linen and, you know, very, very neutral colour palette. And then for this one, I don't know, I'm going to hold these up to show you. There. Sorry, I think that's the best way. How different. So it really, really made me chuckle because they couldn't be a world apart. So these are very, very, I mean, we've got some brights, but they're very dark, sort of giving me Halloween, good Halloween vibes. So yeah, that would be interesting how we're going to go completely the other end of the colour chart. But yeah, really looking forward to working on that one. Really, really enjoying that. I'll stick these back in the bag, keep them all. But yeah, so I was delighted to have joined the Patreon, and it was really, really good value. Would I say around £6-ish? I can't remember completely. I'm sure, but definitely, I'm sure you'd pay more than that for the pattern on its own. So that was incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible value. So yeah, I was delighted to have joined that. Just keep picking up. I need a bigger table. I'm so sorry, guys. Did tell you it was going to be a bit crazy today because there's just stuff everywhere. So yeah, anyone that wants to go and check that out, it's the Witchy Stitcher, and that specific pattern is out now only on her Patreon. So if that is one that you're interested in, go and check that out. Otherwise, all of the other stuff is fantastic as well. So I'll definitely be working on some more of her projects. And then, okay, we need a bit of a drum roll for this one because I feel like I have exceeded myself on this one. And I know that sounds like a complete big head, but I am I'm so proud of this one. Because it was something that I never ever thought I'd be able to do. So I think it was last summer. I'm pretty sure it was last summer. Nikki brought out this booklet. I think I might have showed it in another video. And I know everyone at the moment is strawberry obsessed. Everyone seems to be stitching a strawberry. So this is actually called the Strawberry Post, and it's a book. It's actually fairly thick, as you can see, and there's all sorts, absolutely all sorts in there. You get patterns, but the good thing is it's embroidery and cross stitching, so you get a bit of both. And then if you want to try one or the other, so obviously like myself, I was just an embroiderer. But obviously in this it's got the patterns if you want to try some cross stitching, and vice versa. Obviously if you're a cross stitcher and would like to give embroidery a go, then this is fantastic. Just have to double check whether these are still on a website at the moment. I should have checked that myself before, because she brought out this one in the summer, and then in the autumn she's done a pumpkin one. And I'd asked either her or Sarah the other day about, because I don't know why, I didn't buy the pumpkin. I think it was called the Pumpkin Post. And I desperately would love it, especially at the moment with talking about Halloween stitches and things. So I think Sarah had said that they are going to reprint on them. And so I need to keep an eye out for that. I'll have to chase that up and see, so I don't want to miss out again. But yeah, so in this, there's all sorts of information, little bits of information about strawberries, being inspired. I think there's even a strawberry salad Nikki's wrote about, and there's just somebody else that she's done some work with. There's all sorts. Look at this lovely, gorgeous pictures. So I think actually these might be, I don't want to give any charts away, so just bear with me. Yeah, there's a cross stitching pattern to make, I think that's a pincushion. Yeah, a strawberry garden cross stitch pincushion. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? There's quite a few. A vintage style strawberry pincushion. Oh, that is actually, look at that. I know a lot of people, I've seen people buying these as well. They're buying these little tiny strawberries. That's got the instructions to make one yourself. And there's a needle case. I'm just doing half because obviously I don't want to give out any instructions or anything, getting into trouble. But yeah, you get the vibe. I think there's a needle roll as well. Anyway, there's all sorts in it. So one of the things, obviously, like I say, when I bought it, I was only an embroiderer. I didn't cross stitch. So there was a pattern in here, just find the page, for cross stitching, and it was to make, I think they've actually made it. It's called Millie Mouse brooch. And there she is. There's Millie Mouse. So obviously they've made her into a little brooch. So I looked at it and I ummed and I ahed and I thought, do you know what, that'd be quite a cool one to stitch on. It only looks small. I thought that I can whiz that one up in no time. So I thought, I had a look what sort of scraps of material I had left. And then I'd done something either stupid or crazy or a bit of both. I decided to make it 1/1. Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought in my head, oh, wouldn't that be really cute if I could make it tiny? Yeah, it would have been really cute, except working on it nearly made me throw up. I never in my life concentrated so hard. Like, I mean, my eyes aren't the best anyway, as I was saying before. So my glasses, my magnifying glasses and my lamp. And I was like, no, I'll do it. I'll do 1/1. So normally I just do 1/2, which is probably what a lot of you do. And even that, I think sometimes is a bit of a push. Even on the dark, that's what I'd noticed with that, the graveyard one with the witchery stitcher. That fabric is quite hard. That's a dark fabric for me. I haven't worked on anything that dark. So yeah, even that's testing me. So why on earth I decided to go miniature, I don't know. But I thought I'd give it a go. And then I kind of got too far into it and you couldn't unpick. So 100% I know for a fact that there's definitely mistakes in this. But it was too far. I was too far in. Honestly, it was too much. It was too tiny to unpick it. Yeah, I mean, I could barely, honestly, my hat goes off to anyone that has ever made anything so small, because that was my first and my last. I swear I won't be able to repeat that ever again. So yeah, there was no unpicking getting done. If there was a mistake, it was either staying put or yeah, we're just forgetting about that. So I made her, and ironically, so when did I start? Let's have a little look. So it wasn't too long actually. I started her on the 18th of this month and finished her on the 20th. Finished her last night, but fully finished her. But don't be under any illusion, like even though that was a couple of days, it was hours, like hours and hours have gone into this. So it definitely was not a quick stitch. I'd stitched it on, I had some, I think it was what I'd done with Spingley's Library on, some 36 count Fox and Rabbit Mayflower. I had a little bit of that left over. So I was like, oh, that's great, I'll use that. And then I fully finished her. And last night, it was a pure miracle how this has worked and how this is fitted, because I actually found these when we went to Llandudno in a little craft shop. I picked these up and I didn't really know what I was going to do with them. I'm guessing they're for jewellery. and it's got, you know, the clasp that you open at the side, but they had a pack. I think they were about a pack of 4 or 5 for like about £2, £2.50. And I thought, well, they'll come in useful for something. So I was talking to Nikki at the stitchery and telling her about, I don't know when anyone else is into this or anyone else has sort of worked on things like this, but Tim Holtz, I really like, good couple of years back now, I used to do a lot of shadow boxes, I think they're called. And Tim Holtz he does an awful lot of embellishments, and you can buy all kinds. They're not, I mean, you can buy them in the UK, but obviously I think it's much bigger in America, because Nikki was saying as well, like when she was out there, he does distressed inks, things like that. And she said, honestly, I mean, you'll go into a shop and they're like, I don't know, $5 for a pack of 3 or something. And so I think they're really reasonable out there. But yeah, sometimes I've bought stuff online, and he does a lot of sort of like embellishment things. And yeah, there's a really cool, like for Halloween I made some, they're not really boxes, they're like a 3D. If I find some pictures, I'll pop those in at the end as well, so you guys know what on earth I'm going on about. But anyway, for things like that, so I thought that would come in really useful, not knowing at all that my little project would fit inside this. So yeah, it blew my mind last night when I managed to finish it. So it just, let me just say, it unclicks there. Now when I say it's miniature, it's miniature. Can you see? I don't know whether the camera's picking that up very well, but there she is. Oh, can you see that with the light? Maybe it's better if I just hold her like that. What I'll do is I'll take a picture as well of pop her in at the end. She's going a bit blurry there. So yeah, hopefully you can make that out. It's a little tiny mouse. It's Millie the mouse, and she's holding a basket, and then she's got a teeny tiny strawberry. But yeah, how cute. I can't believe it fits inside as well. So yeah, I hope you can see that. Didn't want a close-up of my face then either, did you? I'm sorry. Like I say, I'll add a picture. Hopefully you can see her a little bit better on the picture. But yeah, so the only thing that I changed is the colour of the mouse. I didn't have her colour, so I've just literally picked DMC greyish colour that I had in and used that. Everything else I've kept the same. And her eye, you can see her eye, I haven't done a full cross for her eye. I did that and I just thought, because she was so tiny, it just looked like a big dot on her face. So I've just literally done one half, like one diagonal for her eye. I do hope you can see, but I mean, you get, like, that's my hand, and that's how small she is. So she is tiny. But yeah, I hope you love her. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And like, I don't often say that about my work, but I think because she was so diddy, I honestly didn't think I'd be able to do her. So I'm so chuffed with that. I'm going to send a picture to Sarah, because obviously I'm presuming that this is Sarah's design, with Sarah doing the cross stitching, and see what she thinks, and hopefully she'll love it. I'll pop it all on my Instagram as well. I haven't put anything on my Instagram yet. I thought I'd pop on and film this, but if you want to have a look over, so my Instagram, I'll pop down below. Anyone that wants to go over there and check it out, because I tend to put a lot of my pictures. But yeah, look, and you can just close it again. I love her. And I've got I got on board with the whole, what are they called, the travel sewing boxes. Gosh, that was that last year or the year before? So it was a whole fad, like everyone was crazy over these boxes. So basically what it was we bought a jewellery box. think it was just from Amazon, a jewellery box, and then inside you decorate it, or you can put material, you know, you can take out the sort of, didn't have trays as such, but it sort of had compartments, so you can basically like tear this jewellery box apart and completely redo it all with all your like special things going in it as well. You know, you can put, obviously they're meant for all your, it's like a travel pencil case but for stitching. So mine, I'll put a picture, I should have brought it on. If anyone wants to see it, leave me a comment, and my next video I'll come on and show you it. But I'll put a picture in as well. So it's got like your needles, what's mine got in? My needles, my scissors, some of the bees, is it the beeswax to run your thread through? All the usual little bits and pieces. And I did actually think about making another one just for my cross stitching. And then I thought little Millie could go in it as well, because sometimes it's nice to just have like special things in there as well, or you know, things that you've had maybe that have been passed down throughout the years, or things that you find that are special to you. So I think Millie definitely deserves a place in there, because she's yeah, nearly blood, sweat and tears went into making Millie, and never to be repeated again. So yeah, thanks Millie. Thanks for making my 1/1 experience so joyful. Not. But I'm delighted. You know what, do you find that as well sometimes? Something that you've worked on and it's give you cold sweat, so you know you've really like struggled, like Miss Bingley, I had a problem with the material and the thread not showing, and but then that's part of like the learning curve, isn't it? And then sometimes I feel like those projects are even more special. Like you spent so long working on that, and I know, not that anybody else would appreciate it, but I know like how much effort went into that, and now she's done and complete. It's such a sense of achievement, isn't it? So I will love her for a very long time, and I definitely think she deserves a space in my travel sewing case. So yeah, so I think that is it with, that's it with all my WIPs at the moment. But I have got a plan to start. What am I going to start next? Oh, actually, you know, I'll leave those for the haul. I am actually going to start, so my next, I don't know whether to finish Humphrey first or go straight in for this. So when I was at the stitchery, I'd ummed and ahed over this pattern for a while. Again, another Stacey Nash. I think was this. I think she's just released this at market, hasn't she? At the Nashville needlework market. It's the needle book. It's the velvet pink pear and needle book. You'll have seen it loads, because I think everyone, sorry about the glare, it's still in the plastic. I think a lot of people have picked this one up. I mean, it is adorable, isn't it? The little hedgehog is so cute. So yeah, I've got this to work on, but I was really lucky when I was at the stitchery. Obviously they had these in stock, but they also had this beautiful material, which is sandcastle. I have a feeling this might be fox and rabbit, possibly. Oh, it's the most beautiful pale pink. Again, I'm not sure how well it's going to pick it up on camera. But yeah, I thought that'd be a lovely colour to stitch her on, or her or him. He's a little beauty. So yeah, got that. And then was really lucky. They actually had, is it the velvet, the velveteen? Lady Dot creates it. That's the velvet for the needle case. So yeah, they still had some left at the stitchery, because I think it's quite hard. I know a lot of people use the Lady Dot creates, and again, I think it's probably super easy to get in America and things, but it's in fact, I don't even know, did Sarah say that this is Australian Lady Dot creates? I'm not too sure on that. But anyway, I was really lucky, managed to get the velveteen. It's called Rhubarb. And again, I think should all go lovely together. And it's funny though, isn't it? We were saying about how things look so different on camera. Now this, when I was in the shop, when I was there, this was so different to what I imagined. And Sarah said the same. Now to me, it's very peach. It's a darker peach, I'd say, more than pink. So it's making the fabric look quite pale, isn't it? But I think it should all work. It should go lovely together, I'm sure. It should all blend in. And Sarah also was selling the pack, the whole pack of the threads, which I know you're not supposed to run your fingers through, are you? I've heard that lately with the grease from your oils from your hands, not grease, oils from your hands. But yeah, you get the, you can see there, let's pop that behind, the colours. Gorgeous, all WIPS dye works. And as well, look at this beautiful, oh gosh, I've just dropped the velveteen, let's put those down. Look at this, what Nikki kindly gave me at the stitchery. Look at this little fob, and it says, so Nikki has actually painted these herself and shrunk them down on computer, and it says stitch. Oh, and I felt so happy to have received one of them. It's gorgeous, isn't it? She's not, I don't think she's selling them. I don't know whether it will be something that she'll sell. I hope you can see that all right there. But yeah, so I've put the little hedgehog threads on there. So that could be my next one to work on. Other than that, I don't think I've got, oh I did go a bit crazy, you know that I love my animal crackers. I have got, I don't know whether I'd had these last time, I've got Nettle, Dr. Raven and Bobbin. I can't remember whether I had those or not, but I bought some more threads again the other day, some more WIPS dye works. I think they must be, they look a bit like Nettle, don't they? Some colours for her maybe. So yeah, ordered those the other day, so I've got those. So I've got plenty. Oh, I've just dropped the threads as well. Oh gosh, Emma. There's plenty there to be working on. Like I said, I would really like to get on with my the Patreon pattern as well. I know I've got a while till Halloween, but I'm actually really enjoying working on that as well. So yeah, I would really like to continue on with that. That's it at the moment for cross stitch. We'll have a little break on cross stitch. I've got quite a bit of embroidery to show you, but I have also, now for anyone that does know, that's watched some of my last videos, my first real love of, well, what a craft that I've done for the longest, should we say, is crochet. Can't knit, I'm not a knitter. I've tried to knit a hat with those big long roundy stick. Oh no, I don't think I've got the time. Mind you, I said that about cross stitch. I don't think I've got the time to start a new hobby, and then I started cross stitch. So I feel like knitting's a bit different, whereas crochet I love. I really love crochet. I've crocheted for many years now, and I especially love a brand called Toft. Oh, they are wonderful. So Kerry from Toft, she lives down in Warwick. She's got, they have got alpacas. They breed alpacas and show alpacas. Every year, normally every year when they shear the alpacas, they do sell their alpaca wool, because that is obviously quite rare. You can only get that once they've been sheared. So all her other wool is all UK, spun in the UK and everything. So anyway, I'm not going to go on. If you're interested in that brand, it's Toft, if you don't know. But it's very well known for making amigurumi. So a lot of, that's like the 3D shape. So a lot of animals, birds, dolls, all sorts. So, and she obviously does garments as well, so that they do a lot of hats, blankets, and the wool is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's not cheap, but it's worth every penny if you're looking for a real good quality. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful to work with as well. Yeah, it's definitely worth having a look at. So yeah, I've made so much Toff crochet stuff over the years, and I'll add another picture in at the end or here. I made, so Nikki loves swans. She absolutely loves swans. So when I go, I always like to take a little gift with me. So I made Nikki the swan. I think it's Margot, because every animal as well normally has got a name and a backstory. So I made a Margot the swan, which is cute, and I think Nikki loved her as well. So so she was crocheted and gifted. So I did manage to get a little picture of her sat on the table at the stitchery in the studio. So Toft also do subscriptions, and I am a member of the Dolls Club. So they're only released, I think they only do 3 a year. And they are basically dolls. Normally people, well, always, I think normally women, but always someone that's made history, so that have got like they deserve to have a doll named after them, shall we say. So I'm a bit behind. I've made a few of the earlier ones, and then kind of got behind with some of them. So some of them I'm going back that have been out for a long time. Now these patterns are only ever released on International Women's Day. Around that time, I think there's a week that Kerry will release all of them. So normally they only come if you are part of the subscription. So like at the moment, you can't buy, unless you sign up for the subscription, you would only get the one that is currently out at the moment. So obviously this one has been out for a while. And like I say, there are always people that have made history for one reason or another. So this one that I've just completed, and please excuse me if I don't get a name right, but I think her name is Junko Tabe. So she's Japanese. So I've wrote her here in my notes, because I'll talk about, should I show her first? Oh, there she is. She's got a bit of a wobbly head at the moment because she needs a stand. Oh, there she goes. Let's hold her there. So normally I have them on a doll stand. So I'll just, while I keep her there before we talk through, I'll just tell you a bit about her. So Junko, she's a Japanese mountaineer. She was the first ever woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest, and the first ever woman to ascend the 7 summits, climbing the highest peak on every continent. So what a woman. Isn't that incredible? So yeah, there she is. Like I say, she's got a bit of a wobbly head, but they go on a stand. I have a doll stand that I keep them on down the back. So she's all ready for her expedition. She's got a glove, she's got little boots, and then look at her little polar neck as well. And then if I turn her around, there's a backpack with a hook for climbing, and then she's got a flag for when she reaches the summit. Yeah, isn't she cool? I love the dolls though. I think she's just so clever. Kerry is so clever. So basically you crochet a standard form doll, and then you add on the hair, and then obviously you crochet all the other accessories and clothes separate. So they take a while. There is a lot of work that goes into them, because obviously even just making the standalone doll with her arms and legs takes a bit, but then obviously crocheting each part separate, like a hat took so long as well, and a little pom-pom. But yeah, I'm really chuffed. I think she could actually be one of my favourites. Yeah, and I don't know, when I first saw her, I didn't know how I felt, because obviously there's a lot of orange wool in there, but now I've made her, I think she's fantastic. I think she's just so detailed, and considering that there's not a lot of like features and stuff, I think she's amazing. So yeah, she's going to take pride of place with all my others. So I've made quite a few. If anyone wants any more information or to have a look at any others that I've made in the past, again, please feel free to get in touch. Drop me a comment, or email me. You can find me on Instagram, or I can definitely show you some others in my next Flosstube if it's something you're interested in. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with her. So she took a while, and I always like to try and have one, because like I say, I've got quite a few to catch up with. I always like to try and have and like I'll start another one now and have another one on the go. So I'm not sure who I'm doing next. But yeah, I thought she was pretty fascinating. She's got some achievements, hasn't she? So they're all like that though, and I think as well it's really nice, because it's a bit of history as well, isn't it? You kind of find out about that person. Like, I would never ever have known about her unless, like I say, now that I'd received that, and then obviously you can read, it comes with some information all about her, and then obviously you can go ahead and look into it yourself. So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with her and the way she's turned out. So that's it at the moment. I have got another crochet project on the go. I haven't bought it. I haven't done an awful lot on that at the moment. That's another subscription that I'm in. I think I was talking about that on one of my other last Flosstubes. So that is like endangered. They're endangered animals, so either extinct or in danger. And there's one that I'm working on at the moment. I think it's a sea turtle, but I haven't actually got very far with that. I think I've crocheted the base, just literally like an oval base, and that's all. I think that's probably why I haven't brought that one in, because I haven't given that one a lot of love at the moment, because I've been finishing off so many other things. so much, and then I'll go on to my embroidery. So again, as you all know, I think all my embroidery projects come from Nikki at the Stitchery. I love the style, and I love everything about her work. So I tend to stick with her as my brand, as my go-to. So again, I am part of this one is a monthly subscription. I've spoke about it a lot before in my past Flosstube, so I won't keep carrying on, but basically this is a monthly subscription. I've done them, she tends to do one every year, and this year is the herbarium. So we have had, so they come in these beautiful folders every month. Ignore the top, because I've cut some of that off, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So that's the gorgeous packaging that you get every month. And then we've had a snowdrop. That was month 1. Then we've had the rose, the sweet briar rose. That was 2, 3. We had thyme. And then this month we have just had hydrangea, which is gorgeous, isn't it? So every month I'm completing my embroidery, and I've made a book. So as I just said before, you can see that was the pack. So I'm cutting some bits off this, and I use that from the front cover. Actually, I took this with me to the Stitchery for some of the girls to have a look through, and it was lovely. It was really nice to take it and show everyone. So I won't. If you're interested, you can go back and have a look at all the other pages. I won't bore you on here with each month. I'll just show you this month's, which obviously, like I said, was the hydrangea. I've been dyeing the material myself. There we are. Hydrangea, isn't that lovely? So yeah, colours are beautiful. Lots of lazy daisy stitches, as you can see, to make the hydrangea head. So yeah, we've been dyeing the materials because all of them I've dyed. I think Nikki had mentioned doing that in with the first one, and then obviously I've kept up and kept doing it, kept dyeing them, so it just gives it that old vintagey feel to it, which I quite like. So as I've just explained, I'm making mine into a book, so bear with me, I do need to stick them in. I need some what's it called, is it viscose, Bondaweb. I need to Bondaweb all these pages. See, it's gonna flop, but you get the idea. And then the next page is kind of a bit like a scrapbook. So that is this month for hydrangea. So yeah, I think I like them together. So one page is obviously the embroidery, and then one page is a scrapbook style. Like I said before about, I think this is where it's come from with my love with Tim Holtz and things like that, and all embellishments and making things. I think it's just in me. I'm quite a crafty person, and I just love to fiddle about with anything really. So we've got stickers, I've used my typewriter, I've used some pictures that I've cut out. I think some of these, yeah, these are from the folder that I just showed you before. I think this is a Tim Holtz paper. Then on here, so each month as well, I've just having a quick look about what sort of like herbal remedies and what these things are used for. So it says here that hydrangea is used for bladder and kidney infections, which I thought was quite interesting. So obviously with herbal remedies, that was what they used for those. Obviously what hydrangea was used for, sorry. So yeah, it's just a scrappy page really, but I think it's when it all comes together, I think it'll be nice. So there'll be a book full of my embroidery and scrapbooking. So yeah, I need to get some of that Bondaweb and put my pages in. So yeah, we're getting a nice little, well, 4 we've got now, haven't we? 4, and I suppose maybe the next month will be due soon. So yeah, busy working away on that, which I'm enjoying, and I always like to try and keep up with that. If I've got like a certain subscription, especially one that's monthly, I really like to keep on board with that, because I feel that, it's hard, isn't it, when stuff starts to slip and then you've got so many things that are ongoing, and I do really like to keep on top of my embroidery and know that they're done each month, because then I've got the next month coming. So I'm going to try my hardest with that. And then I think I briefly showed you on, it could have been a past video, so if you haven't seen that, don't go back to the past video. The mushroom kit that I'd got from Nikki's. Again, it's like a booklet, it's got all the different mushrooms. Nikki's always so generous with the threads. Like, look at all those. Like, these are all what are left. Sorry, if I just hold that up, you might be able to see the colours a bit better there when there's a background. So there's pinks. Some of the darker colours we're not using an awful lot of. But yeah, a lot of like browns, the other one especially browns and greens. Getting a bit tangled, I'm sorry. But yeah, you get the idea. So there's so many threads left there. And I'm not far. I'll show you now. I think I've got two mushrooms left to do. And I can't remember, I'm sorry as well that I haven't ironed it. I'm normally really good at ironing my projects, but I've literally just took this one out of the hoop. But yeah, I'm loving it. So basically it was one big project with all these tiny mushrooms. and then you just work on each one. But yeah, I seem to have been, I must have spent a lot of time on this lately. I seem to be whizzing through these. So I'll give you a bit more. I think last time I was saying about, was it this one? Yeah, this one. So it's padded. I've never done embroidery like that before, when you pad it with felt. And this one I've just completed as well. That's the same. I hope you can see these all right. So that's all padded. And there, so these are ones are the next two that I'm going to work on. As you can see, they've got the felt. So you cut the felt shape out and just tack it on. And then you stitch over, actually stitch over the felt. But yeah, really, really, I'm loving this one. I would say I'm a huge mushroom fan, definitely not to eat them. Can't stand mushrooms. But I really like this. And what I'm thinking is, obviously, because each mushroom has got a name, you know, each of them, in the information book it tells you a little bit about the name and about the mushroom. So what I did think was, underneath each mushroom, I think I might print, I might on my typewriter, I might type a little label of each one's name, so I actually know. I thought that might look quite cool with a little bit typed underneath. What do you think? So yeah, I'm hopefully going to get that finished. Well, like I said, I've only got those two to do. What did I work on yesterday? Oh, it was that one, I think, that little padded one there. I worked on that one yesterday. But yeah, I would think I'd quite like that framed as well. I wouldn't normally have mushrooms on my wall, but I really do like this. I think it's going to look quite cool when it's finished. So I might actually frame that one. And then, talking about framing, I took part in the winter stitch along. So again, Nikki had released, it was a bigger piece that you get, and each week or every so often she was releasing a video for a little part. So you didn't actually get any instructions, which was a bit bizarre because I've never really worked on a project like that before. I've always had a project and then had the instructions to work from, but this was just a piece of material with each section with the outline of what you were stitching, but we didn't know the colours. I didn't know what stitches until Nikki uploaded her video, and it'd say, I don't know, for example, okay, this week we're going to work along the trees at the bottom, we're going to use such and such a number DMC, and we're going to do split stitch for the trunks, things like that. That was how it worked. So I worked on the winter stitch along, and I can finally say it's fully finished and framed. What do you think? I hope that's picking up all right. I hope the light's okay today. That might be better like that, is it? So like I say, each section, so we started at the bottom, worked on the trees, then went up, oh, and all the little seed heads here along the bottom, went up and worked on, look at those tiny quilts. My gosh, that one took a long time. Talking before about miniature things. And then the little snowman and the socks, and then up to the next one, which is the snowdrops and the bulbs, then the houses, the birds all sat on the tree trunk, and then at the very, very top, the big swarm of all the birds coming in. And then they added some snow. You can see the little tiny white French knots that I've added. And then here you could embroider whatever word you wanted. I think I've put snow day, some people have put winter, there was all sorts. You could pick basically whatever you wanted to write, but I found this little piece of material that I had, this scrap piece of material, and actually ink stamped snow day on mine, and I thought the colour kind of blended in with a snowy, wintry kind of day. And then I've just framed it. So I've, what have I done? I've put wadding behind it, and then done this like running stitch all the way around it. But yeah, I thought I'd actually frame it, and I thought that would be really nice to put up in the winter. It'll go away for now, but obviously it's kind of winter time, that can come back out and hang on the wall. But yeah, I quite like it framed. I'm quite pleased with that. Again, it was just a frame that I had in. I'm not taking anything to get professionally framed. I know some people do, but I heard someone saying the other day about getting something framed, and the cost of it as well was a bit crazy. But I mean, I'm not overly bothered. I'm more than happy to frame them myself. It's not professional, but it's fine. You know, it looks nice and neat in the frame. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. And then talking about frames and Nikki's subscriptions, I don't know whether it was last year. I think it might have been last year's subscription that she done, was the potting shed. So again, each month you got a kit sent out, and it was like a seed packet, hence the reason the potting shed. And I'd had them, obviously I kept up with it all year and put these ones on paper, little tiny pieces of the, oh, what's the paper called? Like the hand crafted, looks like a postcard, sort of a bit worn around the edge. There is a name for it and I'm really sorry, I can't remember them. Anyway, we backed them on these like little postcards, so they look like little seeds packs. And I'd made them all, put them away and didn't think anything of it. And then the other day I must have been on a mission of getting things finished and getting things framed. And I just thought to myself, do you know what? It's such a shame that I'd spent so long on stitching these, what I think are beautiful, beautiful patterns and designs. Spent so long making them. And now they're just away. They're just like in a bag, in a drawer, put away. And I thought, what a shame. And I was like, I really, really should do something with some of my finished pieces. So I had a bright idea that I would frame them. I have framed them. I put them in a frame. Again, frames that I had in the house. Didn't really like that. I didn't think the frame was working with them at all. So I painted the frame. This is what I mean about me being a bit crafty and going off on a tangent and doing all kinds of crazy things. So I've painted the frames. They are framed and they are now hanging on my wall, and I love them. So I'll show you them. So I've had to put them in two because obviously there's 12 and they're big. So this is the frame. The potting, I've just made a little label myself. The potting shed. And I'll come in close first and show you. So these are all seed packets. So I think, well, we've got all sorts. We've got cosmos and foxglove. Here we've got, I'm not sure what those, oh, sweet pea. There's a seed mix, save the bees. Then, oh gosh, another one of my favourites, the carrot. Isn't that lovely? And then that one with the basket, what's that one? Oh, forget-me-nots, little forget-me-nots. And then we'll come down. There we've got, there's the cosmos and the foxgloves. But yeah, if I just stand back, there's the frame. What do you think? Colour's lovely, isn't it? I really, really like the colour. So the frame was like black and gold at first. And it just, I don't know, it didn't really do much. It didn't really. It didn't go with the colour theme. So yeah, I've just painted them myself. But yeah, I think I'll zoom in a little bit and you can see them up close again. I'm proud of them. I really like them. I love the carrot. It's just something so realistic about the carrot. So that's the first one. So I hope you like that. And then obviously, because there was so many, luckily I had two frames that were the same. So this one, I've just done a different label at the top. I've just put seeds on this one. And there, oh my gosh, another one of my favourites. Look at those peas, the peas in a pod. Aren't they fantastic? And then what's that other one there? Butterfly seed mix. And then come down, we've got sunflowers. Look at the pumpkins. Oh, I love them. We've got the rosy, the poppies, sorry, and the pansies. So yeah, that's the other 6 in the frame. So they're going next to each other on the wall. And I couldn't be happier. I'm so glad that I got round to framing them. I'm really, really happy with that. So I hope you like them. You can see that they're backed on. So that was the paper I was talking about. And then I've just gone round the edges, like I was saying before, with the Tim Holtz ink. I've just gone round and kind of like distressed the edges a bit. I mean, you can't tell too much because they're on a brown card anyway on the backing. But yeah, so that's the second one. Absolutely chuffed with those. So I hope you like them. Feel free, leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Hopefully you like them too. But yeah, it's just sometimes it's such a shame, isn't it? I know Nikki always says, like, sometimes it's not about the finished piece. It's about the journey of stitching them and enjoying the stitching and taking the time. And I totally agree. A lot of it is the journey and not always the destination. But then sometimes it's nice to reach the destination and then show off the destination. So yeah, sometimes I do think it is nice to show your finished work and show what you've done, and don't just have them put away in a cupboard. So I encourage you all to get out your destination pieces and show them off, frame them or gift them, or you know, display them, or even like the book that I'm making. Maybe you could do something similar, but yeah, do something to display them, because I feel a lot of the time, and I'm sure we're all the same, we must have beautiful pieces of stunning work that's taken us hours, and then they're just left in a drawer or in a box or under the bed. So yeah, please take this encouragement and go and get your finished, your destination pieces, and do something with them. That's your task, your mission, to go and do that. So I think that is everything. I've spoke for far too long. My voice is getting very dry. If you're still here and you've followed me through to the end, you're a warrior. Thank you for staying. And then I'll just show you, I've spoke a little bit about some haul that I'd got. So let's have a little look. So obviously, when I was fortunate enough to be down at the stitchery, I managed to get I've shown you the hedgehog pattern and the velveteen, and then this was some of the beautiful fabrics that I've picked up. Hopefully, I'll just get my boards again. Hopefully they will show, or show as much as they can. So this one is, we've got a WIPS Dye Works. Is it Rhyolite? Again, all of these are 36 count because this seems to be my kind of vibe that I'm going for. I hope you can see that. I've taken a picture, and I was really proud of the picture. And that sounds silly, not proud of a picture of material, but proud of the colouring. I think the colour turned out really well when I pictured these. So they are on my Instagram. And in fact, a lady pretty much straight away got in touch with me and asked me what two colours, what they were. So hopefully she managed to, I did get back to her straight away, hopefully she managed to go and buy them. But I thought the photograph just seemed to pick up the colours really well. So if they're not 100% on here, bob over to my Instagram and you can see on there. But yeah, that's a lovely one. That's WIPS Dye Works, and it's sort of a, I'd say grey, but it is a grey, but I don't know. It's kind of got, to me, it's got a bit of a pink tinge to it, but a gorgeous colour. Lovely. Then we've got, I'll whiz through these. We've got Platinum. I think, again, that's WIPS Dye Works, isn't it? Which is much more grey. Yeah. And that is a lovely grey. Dark enough to have a good colour, but I think it's not going to be dark too much where it's going to, I'm going to struggle to see it. So I mainly just bought materials actually down at Nikki's because there wasn't really much embroidery that I needed. Now this one is vellum, Picture This Plus. So these are lovely. I don't think I've used Picture This Plus before, and they've got like a real mottled effect going through it. Oh, there you go. Maybe if I open it up, it's a bit, and it's sort of a greeny, like a pale greeny, swampy. But I like those. I really, really like the mottled effect. I think they're going to look lovely. And another mottly one. So this is Murmur. Which is much more pink. Although it's not showing good. Oh, I can only apologise. The light's shining right on. Don't know whether you can see that there. But yeah, it's a pinky one, Murmur. No, it's too bright, isn't it? The light's coming right through at the side, so I'm so sorry. Like I say, go and have a look over on my Instagram if you want a bit more of a better picture. This one is Legacy, Picture This Plus. Again, I'm sure most of you will probably be, oh, that's okay, be well aware of what the colours are as well. But like I say, for me, who's quite new to finding linen and colours and things, it was lovely for me to actually see them close up. So that's a lovely one, bit darker, again, real nice like marble effect. And that one, what did I say that one was? Legacy, Picture This Plus. Now for some reason Sarah's put this one also as Legacy, Picture This Plus, but I don't think it's the same, so I've actually got no idea. No, you can see how different they are, can't you? That one is, so that's Legacy, this is not Legacy. We must have got the tags a bit mixed up because this is a lot pinker. Again, still with the same marble, the dark marbled effect going through it. So unfortunately, I don't actually know what colour this is because they're both down as Legacy, but they're both Picture This Plus. But as far as I'm aware, I did check this morning, Sarah's still got plenty of fabrics over on her website. And all her cross-stitching things are over there. So please go and check it out because the site is brilliant. And who doesn't want more cross-stitching websites in their life? Yes, please. And then really, really quickly, while we were in Llandudno, there was a really big crafting shop on the main road, and it was, everything was in there. There was bits of everything. It was just like, it was a bit of a free-for-all, really. There was just stuff everywhere. And that's where I'd bought these from, you know, the little, like a bronze, the metal case that I'd put Millie, the mouse, in. I got a pack of those from there. And then I also picked up these two wooden boards. Now I wish I'd have got more. So it basically looks like a chopping board, doesn't it? But I've seen a lot of people using these to display the cross stitching on. So you can paint it, obviously it can be any colour you want. And I've seen people putting cross stitching things on that, and obviously you can then display it. So yeah, I thought that was amazing. £2.50. And another one which is a plaque. Again, it's just got the little things that you can hang it. So I think by the looks of it, you must be able to display it either long and horizontal or vertically. So again, just a wooden board. And I think again that was the same. I think they were £2.50 each. So I only got one each of them, which I probably will regret. Probably wish I'd have bought more of them. But yeah, I thought they'd come in really useful for backing, for making things. So it'd be good to put like a sign on there or something. But yeah, we'll give them a go for £2.50. I thought, well, that's fantastic. So yeah, well, I'm so sorry guys. It's been a real long one today. Well done if you've stayed with me all the way through. I think I've covered everything. So what are we still going to be working on? I'm definitely still going to be working on Humphrey. Going to be working on the Graveyard Wonder. and then hopefully maybe start some other projects and see where we get to. So I'm not quite sure. I've not really set a time of how often I'm going to film these floss tubes. I'm just kind of going with the flow, but I probably have left this one a bit too long because I have had quite a lot to show you, haven't I, today? So we'll see. Don't know when I'm going to come back, but no doubt it will be soon, and hopefully have many more projects to show you, and things that I've started and thinking of starting. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. As usual, you know, couldn't be more thankful. Lovely, so lovely to see that we're growing slightly with my subscribers, and I can't thank you all enough because, like I say, I'm new to it all, and I haven't got a big following. You know, I haven't been out there for long doing all this, and over on Instagram. I've been on Instagram for a while, but obviously so new to the words of cross stitch. So, and for anyone that gives me a shout out or a mention, that again means so much to me. It's so kind of you and so lovely that you're all here and wanting to follow me on my journey. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's looking beautiful out there today. I'm in work later on, so hopefully we might get a few more stitches put in something today. And yeah, thank you again, and you take care, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye bye.